make sense that Obama just like cried randomly for these kids.
Wait, he actually cried? I mean, like I saw it on Yahoo. I thought it was like to up like the searches and stuff, but not that he actually cried.
People
Well,
think he pretended.
I watched
I've
it
looked
on
this up.
Alex Jones' channel, and Alex Jones did a video about that he fake cried.
Yeah.
If you're interested in Alex Jones's theory.
How do you know he fake cried though?
I don't know. Alex Jones just
Somebody-
made a theory.
Somebody posted a picture saying, pretends to cry about school shooting while drone bombing children, women, and men in Pakistan, Afghanistan, Somalia, Yemen, Libya, Syria, Iraq, Iran, and Sudan.
Yeah, that was Alex Jones.
Really?
But it's like, you know, comparing like soldiers, I mean, like, you know, little kids, it's kind of a different situation, you know. They're little kids in kindergarten, you know. It's when you think about like those types of people dying compared to like actual soldiers, it's a little more like upsetting.
Yeah, totally.
What about the James Holmes situation? You didn't cry for that one. I mean, I'm sure it had some young teenagers in there.
I guess
What I
he's got a
keep
point.
hearing is he was brainwashed by the CIA. That's all over the internet, that psychological tests were done on him by his therapist. And that's probably going to come out as a conspiracy theory on this new shooting, too. You never know.
He also didn't cry for Kaylee Anthony or Trayvon Martin.
No.
What's going on?
We're talking about Obama and how he cried about the school shooting.
Is it bad that he cried?
It's just that he never really cried in the past over other things that were just as bad as this.
Yeah.
So it seems like a little odd to cry over this of all things, I guess.
But the thing is, like, it's like an emotional thing, and it's not like he decides where to cry or not, you know. Some things are tragic, but some of them affect you more than others. So, you know, it's not like I doubt he decided like, oh yeah, I'm totally gonna cry for this one, but the next one I'm not gonna cry, but the next one I will. Like, it doesn't work like that. He probably felt it like closer in a way, so that's why he cried.
And also, like, you know, like on different times, like people can be in different emotional states at different points in time. Like maybe he was already stressed out at this point, so who knows?
Of course. Yeah, so it's like, it's an emotional thing, and it happens, so I don't blame him for crying. I also saw him, like, his speech, and I saw, like, honestly, like, I found out about the shooting, like, 2 hours ago, because I woke up really late, and I was working and stuff, so I arrived home, and I heard about it, and I felt emotional myself, because it's like a pretty bad thing. And then I saw him cry, and I felt worse because I don't like seeing people cry. But yeah, like, I understand like his emotion, and probably he's more stressed than other times, or probably he just like felt her closer because he also has daughters, and he probably put himself in the position of the parents there and so on. So, you know, like, it happens, and I believe it's okay. He didn't do anything wrong if he cried, so.
What do you think about the people that are asking for guns to be... I'm sorry, go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just going to say that, you know, he's in politics for a reason, and he got there, and a lot of it has to do with acting and acting emotive. Well, for example, why is there still 1 million people without power over in the New York area? They still don't have their power back on. Does he cry about that or care about those people? And then I heard today that they're actually finding people for their houses being upside down and windows damaged. They're actually getting fined and expected to clean up their own yards themselves. So, and that's ridiculous, because these people have been out of power for over a month. Not comparing the two situations, but a lot of people did die over there. And kids, you know, without food, power. I mean, that's not a good situation.
So
Where's
let's
help?
say he is very emotional about the school shooting, then that means he's kind of subjective on what he's emotional about. He doesn't exactly cry for these other things, or maybe he hasn't cried for these other things, but he'll cry about this. You know, it kind of doesn't make him look like a better person just for crying over, the school shooting. 'Cause,
I don't think it was what he was trying to do. I don't think he was like, oh, I'm trying gonna look like a good person if I cry. In fact, when I saw his speech, I saw him trying not to cry, like trying to get over that speech. So it's like you don't even know also what goes through his mind. Like it's probably everything that's going on in USA that it's going, and then here another tragedy. It's like it's too much. It's when I have my breakdowns. It's not only one thing that it makes me cry. It makes like a lot of other things together, and then something big happens, and it's what makes you cry. But like it's a lot of things.
What do you think about the people who want to ban guns because of this?
Stupid.
Who?
Like, I remember Vlog Race was on Facebook, and he was talking about, like, I think we need to ban guns now.
Well,
I don't
actually,
think they're gonna.
no, I mean, with banning guns, but it's true that they did pass bylaws in Chicago and other states already where they have banned firearms. They're pushing it again now. But I also heard today in China, now I have to do my research on this, that a knife-wielding maniac killed 22 school children in China today at a school with a knife. So whether people are going to kill people if they're crazy, no matter what's
Yes.
available to them, they're just going to do it. And
Yes,
that's
exactly.
sad.
I mean, if a person there had a gun, they could have shot the guy with the knife.
Yeah.
Like, with the knife, maybe they are more stoppable. But what Brain and MS says is true. Like, if their plan is to kill, they're gonna kill. Like, they might be more stoppable if they have a knife, but at the end of the day, they're gonna kill if that's their plan. So.
Let's also not forget, there's illegal guns out there, and it's not really stopping them from getting those illegal guns.
Mhm.
Well, in Canada, they tried doing a gun registry here, but it didn't pass. But a lot of people did register their guns. But the idea behind this is so they know where everyone's guns are. So if there ever is another civil war, for example, they're going to disarm everyone. So you can't fight the government. And this is totally heading to the one world government, in my opinion. Like NATO and everything is trying to ban guns all over the world. Well, then people are left defenseless. And and already cops are shooting people left and right and center. You're not allowed to videotape their bad actions. I mean, it's just getting retardedly crazy out there.
Well, actually, I think that in Illinois, where I live, they tried to pass some law to make it so that you can't record cops, but it didn't go through. So we can still record cops here. So luckily, some of the people they're trying to pass don't make it.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm keeping my guns, but I'm not going to go out and shoot anyone.
If anything, they should really protect the schools more. With like maybe even metal detectors or, more
security cameras or security itself. Well, like in my university, we have that. We have like a security
they still have security cameras in schools and stuff, But the thing is, they need better security and they need, something to protect the school. When they have these open doors in which people can easily just walk through without a metal detector going off, it kind of makes things more dangerous. And I mean, sure, there's also the whole thing in which you can get a gun that's not metal or something. I don't know, but that's very unlikely.
Honestly, like
at my school, this is what they.
No, continue.
All right. At my school, this is what they do. It's kind of stupid. We have metal detectors at my school that people go through, but they only take a select few people through them. Like, there's like one big door at my high school, and then they'll take like maybe let's say 8 kids and make them walk through the metal detector, and then the next 8 kids to come into the building, they say it's like, keep walking ahead, don't go through this. So I don't get it. What if one of those 8 kids that walked past and didn't have to go through had a gun with them? If you're gonna make kids go through a metal detector, make them all go through, not just like a select few of them back and forth.
Yes.
It seems like they're getting lazy with it, if anything. They're very unprofessional at certain schools. Certain security guards are very more laid back than others. So they're like, oh, you can go through without going through the metal detector. But if they were in like an airport, they would have to go through the metal detector. Or even like what is it, like jury duty. You have to go through the metal detector. That's how it is. So.
Like, I have like mixed feelings about the gun control or the guns being available for everyone in the USA. Obviously, because my country is having like issues because of that. Like, drug lords buy their guns in USA, so it's like easier for them. But I can't buy a gun, so like, I obviously like in a way would like guns to be banned, but also I know like it isn't the answer either way. So like I think what I would suggest is like a certain control thing. I think the Brain and Emma was talking about it, like registering like who buys this and who has this and blah blah blah, and
Well,
that way you actually know where they are and what they are being used for.
Yeah,
So it's like.
But if you think about it, think about all the other things that they tried to ban, like marijuana, back then alcohol, all these other type of drugs, and they still go through like nothing. Like anything they try to ban usually still goes through no matter what, and it sometimes even goes through like hotcakes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like the decision doesn't have to go to a radical extreme as of everyone has it or anyone has it. So it's like it doesn't have to be in that extreme. Maybe like a middle ground thing, like we can sell them, but not to like anyone. We sell them to people that are trained, people that know how to use it, or people that will have it for self-defense, and we know who has it and for what they're being used. So it's like the situations that happened of murder or whatever, it's rare, and you would know who did it.
That
So.
already is here in Canada, It's called the FDA, and if you want to buy a gun, you have to have your FDA ticket. To buy a gun, you have to go through. But that doesn't stop people from getting guns. But it's in place already.
If anything, it is a way to kind of prevent some of the guns that people just have for the hell of it. But I kind of agree with the gun registry. It's kind of like with a car. Even though there are some people that are on the road that drive underage or don't have a license, it still is a way to kind of control what's going on. And if they don't have it, they can get in trouble for it. So, or like if you're a certain age and you're not allowed to drink, you can do it still, but you have to make sure you don't get caught. And usually that's tough if you're in the public area.
Do you think you should be allowed to like carry a gun with you like anywhere you want, like in public, or should it like be kept at home or at like certain areas like target practice or hunting?
It should be kept around certain areas. Like if you're going to a school, of course you're not going to take it in with the school. If you're at an airport, you're not going to take it with you at the airport, or if you're at the library or something like that. But it's always good to have something with you as defense if something bad happens. Like, let's say there's somebody at the library and they're shooting over there. You could have a chance to stop them if you have like your gun in the car or something. Nobody's really gonna search your vehicle unless you have some trouble.
Yeah.
So, and if you do have a gun, you could just say I have it registered, have a registry for it and everything, you know, and it's legal. But if they don't, then they're kind of screwed. And that's why they get caught.
Hey, Brandon, what do you think about the whole November 21st end of the world stuff?
December 20th, I think that's a bunch of garbage. I may believe in some theories, but not that one. Besides, from what I heard, is they found more inscriptions on that Mayan calendar. They unearthed more steps that added more dates. And I wouldn't believe it anyways. Because at some point, they're going to stop writing. I mean, they're not going to write forever.
Sorry, as a Mexican, like, I know what it is about, and to hear people saying it's about, you know, the world ending, I think it's hilarious, because the truth is, like, they were really smart people, but they made the calendar to end so the cycle begins again, and doesn't necessarily mean like the world ending. It's just like the same things, like days and so on, like it's repeating a cycle again in the like universe kind of thing, you know. But it's not like everything's gonna end and we are gonna die and stuff like that. It's not like that. It's just like a cycle ending and restarting.
Yeah.
But
I guess so.
All I gotta say is expect a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses coming around during the 21st.
Well, don't you guys remember, well, maybe you don't, year 2000, where Y2K, where they thought all the computers were going to shut down?
Oh, yeah.
Zero? That never happened either.
But yeah, I remember that. Like, they had that Family Guy video about that. Like, everything, like, just, like, blow up.
Everyone bought food, generators. It was quite humorous.
yes.
Did they think that because of the bomb or something?
They thought that when the computers switched over, everything in the world would shut down, like a circuit. There'd be no more power, no more anything. It's quite humorous. People were going crazy, buying big gallon drums of gasoline, and all the generators sold out, and they couldn't keep up with generators. It's kind of funny because it's happening again with this stupid world-ending thing.
Like, I'm pretty sure right now this is a great way to make money. You just, like, scare people, make them buy, like, a bunch of generators and make loads of money off of them.
For sure.
But I think it wouldn't work for this because it is the end of the world. They wouldn't have anything to connect that damn generator with if their whole world is destroyed. So that'd be completely stupid. If anything, they would be tricked into donating all their crap to somebody like that guy, the old guy who said the end of the world was happening twice. I think last year in October and April.
Yeah. Well, remember, I Must Destroy All? They started selling bunkers to people years ago, like these underground military silos for the end of the world that people have already purchased to move into for the end of the world, and they spent something like $100,000 for a 6x6 basic cell underground so they could go there for the end of the world. It was quite humorous to me.
Like that would help. Like, if the world is gonna end, shouldn't underneath the Earth's crust also cause yourself to die too? I mean, what makes you think it won't, like, avalanche on you or cave in or something?
Well, like Nate said, it's all about money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, people are buying, like, $50,000, like, safe houses that they can put, like, deep underground because they're that paranoid. So, like, that's the thing, like scaring people is a great way to make money.
For sure.
This fear-mongering, and then people are like, need to go buy a safe house, need to go buy gasoline, generators, all this stuff to survive the end of the world.
I mean, safe house is a good idea only if you have a tornado area. That's about it.
But either way, like, yeah, like, that's the only use for it.
Yeah, natural disasters, not freaking end of the world.
Some people say we're going to end up in FEMA camps now because of that day.
Oh, God. Like that's gonna help anything. Hey, let's go into this big ass stadium.
No. Like they say, like the government's gonna put us all in these like giant concentration camps on December 21st.
For re-education for the New World Order. I heard that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, anyone that doesn't agree with it or communism or goes against Obama is going to be arrested, thrown in a FEMA camp. This is what I heard, and get reprogrammed. And if they don't get reprogrammed to go along with what's going on with, they're going to be executed.
Are they gonna resurrect Hitler too?
And that's what I've been hearing on the internet too, and you can watch that on Alex Jones's channel. So
Do you believe that?
I just to get a kick out of watching his channel. His entertainment. Some things he says actually are plausible, but some things he says are a little out there.
If we're all in FEMA camps, who's gonna like take care of all like the financial problems and like farming and all this stuff? They're talking about like putting like millions upon millions of people in these camps. It's gonna destroy businesses and everything in the economy.
Understand me. The people are getting vaccinated left, right, and center, and the vaccinations is going to wipe out a third of the world, kill the world. They want to end world population, according to Alex Jones. But actually, what's interesting enough right now is in the UK, there's 750,000 people with a super flu. That's a lot of people with the super flu. And they're going for these weird vaccinations. And anyone who's getting vaccinated is getting sicker and sicker and sicker. Oh, so I have to wonder about that.
Well, there's still another 7 billion people in the world, so that's a good sized number, but still, like, there's some people like new people every day coming into this world. It's gonna be hard to suppress it to break it down to like 30% of the current population.
True.
Crazy days.
That's why I get enjoyment out of watching some of these conspiracy theories.
MJ has super flu.
Eat a dick.